Hey everybody, and welcome to Ditch the Stitches with Sarah Kenner. So today we're going to talk about how to get that facelift look only using professional makeup tips. As you can see, I've come to you today with not a stitch of makeup on whatsoever. I am very fair, so my eyelashes, my eyebrows, and everything are very blonde, and I look totally washed out with no makeup on at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a completely naked face and go from that all the way step by step for highlighting, contouring, eyebrows, eyes, nose, cheeks, your lips, how to give that lift look with all of the makeup I will be using. And I'm going to link everything below. So if you are interested in any of these awesome products, just go ahead and click on the links below. It'll lead you right to where the website that you can purchase. And one thing I want to mention about these products, I will only be using pharmacy products today. And the reason I have chose this brand to work with is because they are established. Headquarters are in Turkey. We also have a headquarters in Miami, which we'll be going to their convention in Miami. I would love for you guys to join us there. It's going to be a lot of fun. But one thing about the products, in pharmacy is they were created by Dr. C. Tuna. He was a pharmacist and a doctor in Turkey, one of the very first doctors to ever come out with the groundbreaking ingredients that we have in our products. Most important to me is we have banned over 3,000 potential toxins and ingredients in products made in the United States that have been linked to depression, miscarriage, all kind of cancer, all kind of horrible different symptoms that people are getting, not knowing where they're coming from. What we have to realize is that our skin is our largest organ, and everything we do put on our skin does penetrate to the bloodstream. So we have to be very careful. So what I'm going to start out with today, I'm going to have like several segments of this video. So what I'm going to start out with today is one of my favorite products, and that is Resurface by Pharmacy, created by Dr. C. Tuna. That is the product that we are featuring today. It has got the highest content of vitamin A in this without a prescription, but because of the molecules are so small in this, it does penetrate just like Retin A that you do get for $200 from your dermatologist. So this is the only product that literally will change the structure, build collagen and firmness in the skin known to man is vitamin A. So this is the product I'm going to start with. I'm just going to go ahead, as you screw off the lid, this little thing right here comes up, so it brings product, just the amount that you need, into this little wand. So I'm going to put this on my skin. This is the first thing that hits my skin every morning. And it's so smooth and silky. It smells wonderful. There's no artificial fragrance, anything in this product at all. You can see my skin is sensitive because even when I'm touching it right now, it's like turning red. So this product can be used on sensitive skin, which a lot of people are reporting that Retin A from the doctor cannot because it's so harsh. And it's just, this one is made the same way that you get from the doctor by Dr. C. Tuna, but it's much more gentle on the skin. So #1 product, if you guys don't have any other skincare product from pharmacy, I recommend you starting out with this one. You're going to be so pleased. I actually even used this on my chest because, as many of you know, I live by the ocean, so I'm in the sun all the time, and I was getting a lot of dark spots on my fair skin that really stood out, and it was embarrassing. So I have been using this for a couple months on my chest, and those dark spots are completely fading away. So I'm really happy about that. So the next step that we're going to do is what I love to use this product, also by Pharmacy. It is a moisturizing oil that penetrates deep into the dermis that helps keep your skin hydrated all day long. So how this works also, this little thing is the same way as the other product. As you open it up, this lifts up, and it just is amazing the way it picks up just enough product in the little tube here for your skin. So I'm going to put this moisturizing oil on my skin before we do anything else. You want to pat it in. Remember, one important thing for anybody, if you're 20, 40, 60, or up, is do not rub down on your skin, especially when you're putting moisturizer on, any kind of serums like this. If I was in the bathroom, I would go all the way down my décolleté, but always go in upward motions, right across the eyes. If you're doing anything around your eyes, try to use your ring finger. Sometimes I forget to do that, but your ring finger is the weakest of all of them. And the tissue around our eyes is very sensitive and very thin. So you want to use your weakest finger. Just massage that in. Take the rest of the oil right over the lips. All over the face. Don't forget your earlobes and the back of your neck, ladies. This smells so refreshing, and you're putting something on your skin that is pure, safe, and super effective. So the next step we're going to do before we get into our makeup is sunscreen. This sunscreen that I use is also by Pharmacy. It's SPF 50. I put this on my face every single day. If I want to tan my face, I just use a self-tanner because I really don't like to get my face or my chest in the sun. So I'm going to put just a little bit of this, only a tiny bit. It takes only a tiny bit, about that size right there. And this sunscreen is very pure. It is not chemical based. It has a nice clean smell to it. And also in this product, like all of ours, we have banned over 3,000 questionable ingredients that have been linked to a lot of dangerous effects. And if you are out in the sun, don't forget to go behind your ears. You don't want to get sunburned back there. Okay, so we are just preparing the skin and our face for our makeup. Now I'm going to let this just set in for a little bit, and we will be right back and starting our Ditch the Stitches makeup look. Hi ladies, okay, we are back and we are starting our makeup look, Ditch the Stitches. We're going to do that facelift look only using professional tips and tricks to give us that uplifted look. So I want you to take a look at your features today. If you're going along with me, just get your mirror, get your makeup out, go ahead and just go step by step with me, but I want you to evaluate the shape of your eyebrows. Mine are very light, but everybody's got a shape to their eyebrows. The shape of your eyes, are they droopy at the corners? Are they, more of a cat eye look? What is your natural features? The nose, the mouth, do the corners of your mouth, are they straight? Do they turn down? Just take a look carefully, evaluate your features, and think to yourself about when you were in your 20s, before we've had a little bit of, sagging, losing a little bit of collagen in our skin. How did your face look then? Some of our features are just our features. Like, for instance, my eyelids. A lot of people, eyelids kind of sink back right here, and you can see the contour of their eye, like the eye socket. Mine have always been very full, kind of like almost an Asian eyelid. My mother's is like that too, so I've inherited that. The corners of my eyes, a little bit droopy here, but I think it's because of the skin right here also. So I'm going to put a lifted look to that. The eyebrows, we're going to go step by step on how to shape your eyebrows to make them look more lifted. So we're going to go not just do the whole face right now, but we're going to go in segments. So first of all, I'm going to prep my skin with a highlighter. And I'm using this to brighten the area, any place where I want to bring out. I want to highlight that area. So what I'm using today is I have got a concealer, and I bought the lightest color I could get. Now, unfortunately, I did not get my Pharmacy one in yet. It's on order. It only takes a couple days every time I make an order. And by the way, if you are interested in pharmacy products, as a beauty influencer, you can get 50% off of all your products for the rest of your life. And also, if you share them with your friends or family, you get a 50% commission. It's a win-win. So today I am using El Maquillage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the areas of my face before I put on my BB cream and just show you where we need to give that lifted look by using either a foundation that's 2 to 3 shades lighter than your skin or a very light colored concealer. So I've chosen a concealer today. So what I'm going to do, I'm looking down here in my mirror. So I am actually going to put my concealer on where I have dark spaces or dark spots and shadows. So you want to always go on the outside of the eye. Remember, we're lifting up, right? So see that? On the outside of the eye here. We're also going to be doing this with our eyeshadow, just to give that lifted look. On the inside of the corners, I go all the way across my eyelid, and it's also good as an eyeshadow base. You want to go down the corners of your nose, where you get these little folds right here. You want to highlight that because we're bringing that out, okay? Also, right above the eyebrows. The arch of the eyebrow. The arch of the eyebrow. Okay? And what we want to do, because as we age, our lips do get a little thinner than what they were when we were younger, just because of losing collagen and fullness. So we are going to highlight right at the bottom of the lip, right here, and the top. You do not want to go all the way to the edge. What we are going to do at the edge of our mouth is lift it up like this. Just because the corners of our mouth sometimes seem to droop a little bit as we get older. So this is the areas that we're going to highlight right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little brush, and I'm just going to work this in. I'm not going to rub it because that's actually going to take the color away. We're going to dab it. That's called stippling. It leaves the color there. The highlight color, it just blends it into the skin. So go ahead and do that with me. Corner of the eye, all the way across the eyelid, in that corner by the nose where it seems to get dark. And if you have puffiness under your eyes, you do not want to highlight underneath there. It's just going to make it look a little bit more puffy. Always going up. Okay, the other eye. Okay, I'm just looking into my mirror down here. Okay, and you don't have to get it perfect. We're going to be putting foundation, or I use a BB cream. BB stands for Beauty Benefit because it's got skincare in the product, which I love, especially for my age. My makeup has skincare in it, so I'm always doing something healthy for my skin. Now we're going to just stipple this in where we have highlighted right here in this little fold. Remember not to rub it. Just stipple it in like this. Okay? Top of the lip. We're almost done. Corners of the mouth. Okay, so there we go. You can see where I've highlighted. It looks a little bit more dramatic on film than what it really does in person. But this is where we are lifting, bringing this out, bringing out the highlight of the areas that we want to just lift and make it look a little bit more youthful and lifted like it did 20 years ago. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share every product that I use. What I'm using right now is a BB cream. This is also by Pharmacy. I choose to use this because it's got great coverage. It's got skincare in it that's healthy for your skin. and it's a clean makeup. BB cream stands for beauty benefit. If you're using a CC cream, that is color corrective, and that usually is for skin that is discolored in somehow, and in some way, and that just wants to even out all of the color. So what I'm doing is using the BB cream. I'm going to put a little bit on my brush, and then we're going to go into eyebrows right after this. So this product goes a long way. As you can see, I'm just putting a little bit on the tip of my brush here. I'm going to stipple this into the skin. And remember, less is more. You can always add, but if you get too much, it's a lot harder to take away once it's there than to add if you don't have enough. So we're going to start in the areas of the face that has the most redness or discoloration. So for me, that's across my nose and my cheeks. For you, wherever you've got more redness or discoloration in your skin, that's where you're going to want to start with your foundation or your BB cream. So I'm just going to blend this in. It's like making my pores completely disappear here because I've got large pores. I used to have very oily skin. As you can see, it's just evening that out, making the pores disappear. I'm going up a little bit between my brows because I have some redness there. Okay. And then I'm going to take just a little bit more and finish off the rest of the face since I have already covered up the area of the redness or discoloration. Just work that in. Try to get the lightest coverage possible because the more foundation or BB cream you put on your face, the heavier it is, the more it's going to emphasize any kind of little lines or wrinkles. So once we get over 40, less is better. Okay, and as you can see, this is not covering up the areas where I did highlight. And with our makeup tricks, we're going to be going back over that and just emphasizing the lift of our face a little bit more. So it's all going to pull together. Okay, so right now I've got my BB cream on. My highlighter I have used for lifting the face. Put my brush back down here. And next we are going to go into eyebrows. There's some tricks to do with your eyebrows that you don't want to miss. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go with eyebrows. So I want you to go ahead and get your favorite eyebrow pencil out. This one actually is by e.l.f. Like I said, most of my products are by pharmacy, but if I run out of something and I need something right away, I just run to the drugstore and pick something up. One thing I wanted to mention too, I have used some of the most prestigious brands in the world. I've worked with Estee Lauder, Chanel, Christian Dior, and when it comes to certain products, there's not a lot of difference in, say, eyebrow pencils or even lipsticks. It just kind of depends on your preference. The quality of the items I'm using today are so high that I don't even want to substitute them with anything. This little e.l.f. pencil here, it's a waterproof eyebrow pencil, and this one is in blonde. They come in every single color. But what I like about it too is it's got a little spoolie on the end, so you can brush your brows. You always want to brush them up and out. Always up and out, okay? And then we're going to go over them and we're going to talk about shape for your eyebrows. So some people's eyebrows are more straight. Some of them are more on a downward slant. Mine are a little bit kind of arched and out. The main thing you want to make sure is when you are doing your eyebrows to give that lifted look is you don't ever want to go down with your color. You always want to go up and kind of out. Of course, we bring the edge out a little bit, but you do not want to go down with it, almost like that clownish look where it's like upside down, half circle. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start right here. I just kind of put my pencil up by my nose. I start right here. There's some tricks too here where you can actually contour the nose with your eyebrows. I know that sounds crazy. One thing I'll put in here is just to let you know, like if you want your nose to look thinner and longer, you want your eyebrows to not have a big space right here. You want them to start a little bit closer. If you want your nose to look shorter or wider, whatever your preference is, you want to keep this area wider. So I want my nose to look a little bit thinner. So what I do is I start a little bit closer from where my natural brow starts. I'm just going to bring it in a little bit closer. And I'm going to trace my eyebrow. I'm going to color in those blonde hairs. Because if your eyebrows are too light, it's just going to give you that washed out look that is not attractive. It's actually aging. Also, you don't want to make your eyebrows too dark. That can age you also, unless you are a brunette or have black hair. You want to keep your eyebrows still very soft, not like a harsh black. Okay, and the main thing too is when you're doing your eyebrows, you always want to brush them after. That softens up the color. So now I'm here at the arch where it starts to slant downward, but instead of going down with it, we want to go more out towards the temple. Okay, more out towards the temple. So I'm just coloring that in a little bit. As you can see, they're starting to take shape. I'm making them a little thicker because back when I was in modeling, the style was very thin eyebrows, and I plucked them until they don't want to grow back. So, see what I'm talking about? You want to arch it a little bit, and you want to bring it out towards the temple. You don't ever want to bring it down. So we're going to do the other one. So go ahead and get your eyebrow pencils and go ahead and do your eyebrows with me. Bringing this one in just a little bit. Now, ladies, our eyebrows are like our boobs. They are sisters, not twins. So my eyebrows are a little bit different, but I'm going to try to make them look as symmetrical as I can. Okay, this one here is a little bit lower, so I'm just going a little higher on the arch. Remember, when you have that arch, that's always lifting. You don't ever want to have anything, dragging down on your face. Okay, up, curved a little bit, and out towards the temple. Okay, so see, let me turn my mirror around here and see what we have. Okay, so you've got a great idea on how to do your brows to give them that lifted look. And then there's another trick I want to show you. A lot of people will use their eyeshadow underneath the brow as a highlighter. There's nothing wrong with that. But what we're going to do today is we are going to take a little bit of our highlighter in our pharmacy contour blush and highlighter kit. This is absolutely awesome. They have different shades in this. Everybody needs this. It's like everything in one. You've got your blush, your highlighter, and your contour. So your highlighter has a little bit of a sheen to it, which brings out. Your contour has it's matte, so matte brings in, darker brings in. You don't ever want your contour to have any kind of like a bronzer, which has got a little sparkle to it, because that's going to come out on your skin. You want it to recede, okay? So I am going to take just a little bit of this right here, and I'm actually going to use my eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to go right on the top of my eyebrow, just like this. And it's going to give an illusion of a lifted brow. right on the top. Okay, it's very subtle, but when you're looking at someone, you see the lift. You don't actually want to see the makeup per se. If people are like, oh my God, you know, your makeup looks beautiful, you probably have too much on. You want them to see your features. So that is what we're going to do with our eyebrows. Next, we're going to be doing eyeshadow, mascara, and liner. Now, when we're doing our eyeshadow, that is also going to, we're going to be doing some tricks with that. That's going to continue this lifted look. So grab your eyeshadows, your shadow brushes, and meet me back in just a minute. Okay, here we go. I hope you have your favorite eyeshadow compact. I've got mine out here. I'll share with you what I'm using and the reason I'm using the colors that I am, and we're going to get into some techniques. So get your things ready, and we'll get started. Okay, so I am using this compact. It's called Mirage. The colors in this compact, the reason I love it is I use this a lot in my classes. It goes with every single skin tone. I don't care how light or how dark. It matches every eye color. It just makes your eyes pop. It's like my perfect palette. When I'm traveling with makeup artistry, this is the only thing I bring. So let me show you the colors in here. We have all of the highlighters at the top, from white to cream colors, very light beige. These are more of neutral colors with a little bit of a cool undertone, which cool always brings out the features, the pigments, and all the little different colors in the eyes more than warm tones do. So these two here I usually use in the crease to give a little bit of depth. These here I use as kind of like an eyeliner if I don't use a pencil. And this color right here, this one right here, also I am using as a more of a lifted color that emphasizes the outside of the eye, that brings up the eye. So let's go ahead and get started on that. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take this lightest color right here, and I'm going to put that underneath my brow here and in the inner corner of my eye. Okay, this palette is also by Pharmacy. It's called Mirage, and I absolutely love it. So we're just going to do a little bit of this white color, white creamy color, right underneath the arch of your eyebrow. Don't go in here or on the outer side, right up underneath the arch. That's it. And then on the inside of the nose, right here. This just gives that lifted look, makes your eyes pop, and it just makes them look a little bit further apart and lifted. Okay, right here. Okay, so what we're going to do now, and you guys, you can use one brush. If you've got makeup artists or people at the beauty counter trying to tell you, you know, you got to use this brush, that brush, for all different kind of effects, they're just trying to make a sell, because those women, believe me, I've done that. They work behind the counter, they get paid an hourly rate, but they also make a commission on everything they sell. So if they're trying to upsell you with buying 20 brushes and all this kind of stuff, you don't need it. So I just knock off the excess right here on the edge of my palette. Don't ever blow on it, because that's transferring germs. I'm going to take one of the middle colors here and put that in the crease. So I'm going to use this middle color. Okay, knock off the excess. Remember, don't ever blow on your brush. And wherever you want your eye to recede or to give that contour look, that's where you're going to place this color. Now, I'm placing mine a little higher because, like I said, my eyelids are more full, and I just want to give that depth. Okay, just place it here. Okay, you can see where I'm putting that. I'm going to blend it all out in a minute. All right, don't bring it in too far into the corner. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to do the other side. And if you guys need to stop this video and follow along with me, please feel free to do that. Okay, on this side, same way. I'm going a little bit higher just because I have a lot of space between my brow and my lid. So if you don't have a lot of space between the brow and the lid, you just make a smaller, a little bit more narrow contour color. Okay. Okay, so I like that placement. What I'm going to do now is just blend it out with the same brush. Just blend it out, make it more of a natural look. Now, if I wanted to go out in the evening, I'm just going to add a little bit more color pigment. And it's just going to give more of a dramatic look. But right now, I want to go pretty natural. So you can see the placement of that. Okay, now, and what we're going to do right now is the main trick of giving that lifted look. So I absolutely love these colors right here. It's almost like a brown brick color on this one right here. It just makes the eye color pop no matter what eye color you have. It's beautiful. So I'm going to use this one over here on this corner. I'm going to go ahead and I just swirl my brush on it like this. Okay, knock off the excess color. And you can use a business card, tape, a piece of paper, anything. Right now, I'm going to grab this little piece of paper that I have just right here on my desk. Okay, I'm going to put it right here at the corner of my eye. From the corner of the eye to the eyebrow. And I'm just going to place this darker color. And I'm going to bring it in just a little bit to go into that contour color. Okay, and then we're going to blend it. I'm going to do the same thing. See how that goes up into that point? We're not going to leave it so dramatic like that. We're going to smooth that out a little bit. But for right now, that's the look that you're going to want, okay? Until we blend everything. So do the same over here. You can use, a lot of people are using a piece of tape to do this, and then they just pull the tape right off. Bring it in a little bit. And then you always want to check your work in the mirror when you're done. Okay. So let me see. Blend that just a bit. Blend it just a bit. Okay, see what I'm talking about? The effects that we're getting here. Okay, so it depends on your personality. If you want to leave it like that, if you want it a little bit more dramatic, or if you want to blend it out even further. But when we have the whole makeup look on, you're going to see the difference that it makes and how it all is just going to pull together. And I will be right back with eyeliner, mascara, and a couple more little tricks to finish off this eye look. Okay, ladies, thank you for hanging with me all the way up to this point. So now we are going to get into our mascara, which is going to finish off the eye look, and our eyeliner and how to apply it to give that lifted look. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to put my eyeliner on. Now the reason I'm putting my eyeliner on first is because if we have mascara on and then we go over it with our eyeliner, sometimes, you know, it moves our lashes, the mascara starts to stick together, it just doesn't give it that professional polished look. So you want to do your eyeliner first. Okay, so one thing you want to remember about your eyeliner color, there's a couple tricks to making your eyes look younger. You don't want to go too dark. Unless you are a brunette or have black hair, don't use black eyeliner. Use a dark brown. You can also use a gray. Now, another trick, I'm not going to do this today, but another trick you can do is you can also take the color of your eyes and use that color of an eyeliner on the bottom. So I have like a teal liner here that sometimes I use on the bottom of my eyes, and that just makes my color pop a little bit more. But today we're only going to be doing brown. So right now I'm going to go ahead and start with the top, and I'm only going to go on the outer corner. I'm not going to take my eyeliner all the way in to the nose. That makes the eyes look smaller, closer together, and kind of more droopy. I'm only going to stay on the outer corner. So remember the darker eyeshadow that we brought in to right here? That's where I'm going to start. I'm not going to go in closer to the nose any further than that. And then I'm just going to blend out this line that stops, because you don't ever want to see where a line, especially for eyeliner, where it stops or starts. So let's go here. I'm going to make it a little bit thicker on the outer corner. And just a little bit of lift right here. Okay, if you can see that before I blend it out. And we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. You don't want to go all the way in. You only want to stay on the outer corner of the eye. Okay. You don't want to do too much of a cat eye look. That actually is aging unless you're very young. So I'm going to take a Q-tip here and just blend right here, right where that line started, to soften it. And the same thing on the bottom. Always up and out. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, and blend. Okay. And ladies, if you want your eyelashes to look really thick, you want to go ahead and do a line on the inner waterline. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Just going to lift this up a little bit. Go right on the inside of the top lashes. Yeah, if you're not used to it, it's going to tickle a little bit, but it really gives a nice effect. And now we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. Okay. Okay. And now we're going to take our favorite mascara. What you want to do with your mascara is you always want to do the bottom lashes first. The reason is if you do the top lashes first, when you look up to do the bottom lashes, you're going to end up getting those little black dots on here that your eyelashes touch before your mascara dries. So let's go ahead, do our bottom lashes. All the way across. Sometimes I even use a blue mascara on the bottom. Okay. Now we're going to do the top lashes just to give that finished look. And then we're going to go into highlighting the cheeks, contouring the cheeks, and blush. Okay. So you want to look down into a mirror when you do your top lashes. That way you're going to keep any kind of mascara or anything away from touching your eyeshadow. All the way in to the inner corner. Get all those little lashes. Okay, I'm going to do the other eye, and while this is drying, I'll do the other eye, and then I'm going to come back and do it one more time just to add a little bit more thicker look. You know, I still have Global Beauty. I launched it in 2008, and I teach makeup artistry classes. If you guys are interested in getting a certification in makeup artistry, or if you're a hairstylist, I also travel to salons and teach the stylist bridal makeup. So they have a full service salon where they can get their hair done and their makeup for their weddings. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the other eye. Okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. And go ahead and get your highlighter and your blush and meet me right back here to take care of lifting our cheeks. I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, here we are back with our lip look to lift our lips, make them look a little bit more youthful. So I have grabbed a little lip liner here that's about the color of my natural lip color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to color in my whole lip, but I'm not going to go all the way to the corners of my mouth because we're going to put a little bit of highlighter at the corners of our mouth above the corner, like right here, just to make it look a little bit more lifted. I'm going to do that after I put on my lip liner. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so we've got our lip liner on. Don't go to quite to the edge. Go ahead and get that highlighter or your very light colored concealer. We're going to put it right above the corners of the lips. And we're going to stipple that in. Just blend it right out. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put on my favorite color lipstick. This is an absolutely beautiful color. I'm going to link all the stuff below in case if you ladies want to try this. Like I said, it's a blue pink. It looks beautiful on everybody. It makes your teeth look super white, which is very youthful looking. So we're going to go ahead and put this on, and I want you to start in the middle of your lips and work out, same on the bottom. So beautiful. Okay, now you're going to go ahead and go out to the outer corners. The reason I'm doing that is the outer corner of the lips, you want to use a little bit less color. You want the concentrate of the color to be in the center. Beautiful color. I get so many compliments when I wear this color. I get compliments from women and looks from men. So you're going to love it. This is going to become one of your favorite colors. So another thing I've got here that I do use sometimes is I've got a little cream stick here. The color is called Joy. And this is a blush. You can put it on as a blush. I also use it for lipstick. It's a perfect natural color. It's not quite as bright as this one. It's a great everyday look. I'll also link this below. It's just the perfect color for everybody also. So that's why I tried to choose the colors today that will look good on everyone of every skin tone. Make it simple for you. Makeup should not have to be complicated. It should be fun, easy to use if you know the right tricks and the right products to use. So right now, last but not least, we're going to talk a little bit about contouring. Now, as you get older, you do not want to do a lot of contouring on your face because that actually makes the face look more sunken, more old, and just drawn down. You want to do as least amount of contouring as you have to, if any at all. Not everybody's face needs contouring. So I'm going to just do an example here. I'm going to pick up my little compact here with the contour in it. Now, if you have a little bit fuller underneath your jawline, like a double chin, a little bit extra weight under here, you can go ahead and contour that. So you just want to go ahead and pick a little bit up, start at the chin, and just go through the jawline. Working like this with it, not too much. You do not want to see the color. Remember, contour is a shadow. You don't want to see dark colors and lines on your face. If somebody's doing it like that, they are doing it wrong, and you're not going to get the look that you want. Okay. It's an illusion. Highlighting and contouring is an illusion, ladies. You don't actually want to see it, you just want to see the results. So what we're going to do too is I'm not going to contour my cheeks. I don't want my face to look more like any sunken in or anything. If you do want to contour your cheeks, you're going to want to keep it high again. You're not going to want to go down here. Some people bring it like almost from the ear all the way into by the mouth. Please don't do that. That is going to make your face look sunken. It's not going to look natural at all, and it ages us 20 years. So you want to keep, I'll go ahead and contour my cheeks just to show you placement. You want to keep it high, and you want to stop right there. Okay? Don't ever go down here and towards the mouth. If you want to contour the forehead, I would not suggest doing that unless your forehead is maybe larger, you don't like the look of it, then you can just kind of contour around the top and the temples. Not too much in this area here, because again, that's going to make your face look more sunken in. You do not want to put your contour by your temples. I see so many people doing that. That's actually being taught by people who are doing makeup, but they're not artists. Like, To be a makeup artist, you have to go to school. You have to learn the proper techniques. It's not just I can put makeup on and look halfway decent. That's not a makeup artist. An artist is a talent. Kind of like a doctor. Just because somebody knows a little bit about medicine, you don't want to go to somebody who hasn't been to school to be taught the right thing. Okay, so you just want to get the best look for yourself and be able to do it the easiest and the quickest way. So another thing I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to contour my nose a little bit just to make it look a little thinner right here. Not that I don't like my nose. We all should love our features. That's a part of us. But if you just want that polished look, I'm going to go ahead and just thin the tip of my nose a little bit. Again, you do not want to see a line. It's just creating a shadow. That's all it's doing. So it's going to look completely natural. Okay. So that's it. Easy, step by step. Ditch the stitches, ladies. You do not need a facelift at all. You can do everything with the tips and tricks that I have taught you today in this makeup tutorial. Ditch the stitches, a facelift using the most easy, simple products available. Now, I usually finish mine off with a little bit of setting spray just to keep my look all day. It's not necessary. It's just another step that I like to do. So when you spray it on, just close your eyes, spritz it on your face. Another trick you can use, especially if you're doing an eyeliner or your eyeshadow, you can actually spray your brush with your setting spray a little bit on your brush, then dip it into your product. It's going to last all day long. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you guys have any questions, comments, or anything, please leave them below. I will get back to every one of you eventually. If there's a lot of comments or private messages, just please give me a little bit of time. I would appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much, and you guys have a great day. Okay, we are back. Can you see the transformation already taking place? So I'm so excited to just be doing this with you. We've had a lot of fun times even in our one-on-one classes. So like I said, if you guys are interested in a private class or group classes, just let me know. What we're going to be using today is this compact right here of our blush, highlighter, and contour. So we're going to be talking about cheeks and how to give that lifted look with our cheeks. One thing that they are teaching, I've seen a lot of makeup artists or people who are doing makeup that are putting blush on too low on the cheeks and too close to the nose. What this does is it completely drags the face down. So as we get older, we want to keep everything up and lifted, including our eyeshadow, blush, lips, everything. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start with our blush and the placement, the correct placement of our blush. Now, as you notice, I'm using that same brush again, so you don't have to, have a different brush for every single product that you use. So I'm going to go ahead and just dip this brush into this color very lightly. I'm going to shake off the excess. And you never want to put your blush closer to your nose than 2 fingers. And it depends on the size of your face. Everybody's features are different. But if you use your 2 fingers beside your nose, you're going to see exactly where that blush should stop. And it's out here. Now, a lot of people will say smile, put it on the balls of your cheeks. That would be like right here and down here. That's going to be aging and drag the face down. So what we're doing, 2 fingers, put your blush here, and you want to go up almost where you would put your highlighter. So let's just go ahead and stipple that color in up towards the temples. Okay, don't go any closer to the nose than that. And you're going to put your blush up here. Keep it high on the face. And you're still going to be able to put your highlighter on there, but you're going to put your highlighter actually on the very top edge of your blush right here. So let's do the other side. Just Press it in. Don't rub it, especially if you're using pharmacy. Our products have a lot of color pigment in it, similar to MAC and Chanel. If you brush across it, you're going to pick up too much color, and then once it's on your face, it's hard to get off. So less is more. You can always build, but it's harder to take away. So let's go ahead and start on this side. Stippling it up and out towards the temple. Okay. I love this color. It looks so good on so many people. Keep it high, high and mighty, ladies, high and mighty. All the way up to the temple. Now what I am going to do, I am going to use a different brush for this. So this is a little small Chanel brush that I have. I'm going to dip this into my highlighter, and I'm going to go on the very top part of my blush, but at the way top of the cheekbone and up here into the temple. So I'm going to just press it into the highlighter right here. Let's press it right there, and we're going to use that stippling motion again. Start at the very top. And one thing I like to do to emphasize the lifted eye look a little more is just to put another little bit of highlighter on this and go right on the outer corner of that lifted line right here. So you ladies gotta let me know what you think. These tricks and tips works on everybody. It's looking really good. Everything is pulling together, and what we are going to do next is we are going to be highlighting a little bit more around the mouth, and I'm going to be using a very light colored lip liner. You want to get a lip liner as close to your lip color as possible. You don't want to match your lip liner with your lipstick. That doesn't work. I don't know who started that, but if you color your lips in with the color of your lips using the proper color lip liner, your lips are always going to look natural. If you're making them look a little bit more fuller, you're going to do that with a lipstick, not your liner, and or make them look a little bit more thinner, whatever your preference is. But we're going to go ahead and do a lifted look on this, and I will be right back. Get your lip liner, your lipstick. I'll be showing you what I'm using. I've actually got several here. So these are matte lipsticks. These are from pharmacy. So I've got the nude colors, the pink, and this is called Lip Lacquer. It's a bright pink, looks beautiful. Any kind of a color that you're using that's got a blue undertone with your lipstick is going to make your teeth look whiter. And that's another trick to make yourself look a lot younger, is bright white teeth. So today, even though I'm wearing red, for this video, I'm going to be doing this color right here. It's a beautiful blue pink. Looks great on every single skin color. So I will be right back. Grab your lipstick, your lip liner, and meet me in just a moment.